Welcome back everyone, this is Isaac with 90s Nerd Media. I'm back on the couch with another video. So today Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct event where they officially debuted the Nintendo Switch 2. So they revealed the price, they announced a lot of the games that are coming out, and they told us about a lot of the features that the Switch 2 is going to have. So I'm going to give you my top 5 games that I'm looking forward to, and also the top 5 features that I'm looking forward to. So there was a lot announced, there's a bunch to cover, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to get into the features first. And so some of the things that they announced, like the larger LCD screen, the better speakers and sound, the 4K output for the Switch 2, those things are things that you expect from a new console. So we're not really going to focus on those too much. I'm more going to focus on features that are either long overdue or are new and exciting for the Switch 2. And so I'm going to give you my top 5. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1, and then we're going to get into my top 5 games that I'm looking forward to. Okay, so the number 5 feature that I'm looking forward to is the expanded game storage. So anyone who's like a longtime Nintendo gamer knows that this is one area where Nintendo has always kind of lagged behind their competitors, not just with the physical size of the game, but with the actual memory of the game. And so now they're going to expand the size of their cartridges from 8 gigabytes to 256 gigabytes. So this is just going to allow them to do so much more with their games. They're going to be able to add so many more features. And while Nintendo games have never been known for their graphics or been like graphically intense, this is going to allow them to add more to the graphics and just add more stuff to their games in general. And so you'll be able to save more, you'll be able to have more features, you'll be able to do more stuff in general. And so I'm glad that they're expanding the storage on their games finally. And this is a big step forward in terms of making their games kind of more modern and keeping up with the current times. So the number 4 feature that I'm looking forward to is the mouse functionality of the Joy-Cons. So Nintendo has announced that you'll be able to use the left and right Joy-Con as a mouse. And so anyone who's been a PC gamer knows that mouse gives you the best control option. It gives you the most precision. And so now you'll be able to use that with your Switch games. And we've seen that they announced that there's going to be specific games that take advantage of this functionality. But even if you're playing like a shooter or you're playing a game that requires aim, being able to use the Joy-Con as a mouse and being able to point and click directly on the screen, that's just going to add so much functionality to the games. And it just adds another level of variety for the controls for the Switch 2. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. The number 3 feature that I'm looking forward to is the Nintendo GameCube Online functionality. And so if you have a Nintendo Switch, then you know that you've been able to go back and play some of the older games from Nintendo's catalog, from the NES to the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64. And so now they're kind of expanding on that concept with the Nintendo GameCube. And so if you're somebody like me who never owned a GameCube, but you like playing some of the games, this is going to give you a chance to go back and replay some of those, or give you a chance to catch up on some of the games that you missed out on. And so I think the first 3 games they announced were The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, and also Soul Calibur 2. So this is going to be an exciting feature and give people a chance to just dive deeper into Nintendo's older catalog. And I really hope that more game companies kind of keep up with this trend and making some of their older games easily accessible to people who are playing the newer systems, and just give you a way to go back and experience those new games without having to buy the older consoles. The number 2 feature that I'm looking forward to is the Switch 2 camera. So this is an accessory that will allow you to video chat with your friends, or also gives you the added functionality of letting you insert yourself into the game via green screen. So we've seen other game companies have something similar to this, like the Xbox with their Kinect, and the PlayStation also had a camera at some point. And so this is Nintendo's kind of first foray into this territory. But I do feel like the Nintendo Switch kind of has the games that will be able to take advantage of this, like Mario Party or Switch Sports. And so I'm looking forward to see how Nintendo implements this technology into their games, which are always like more family friendly and have like a lot of party games. So I feel like a camera is going to only help that aspect out. So the number one feature that I'm looking forward to with the Nintendo Switch 2 is without question the expanded video chat capabilities. So this is another area where Nintendo has far lagged behind their competitors as far as just being able to chat with your friends while you're playing. I feel like in the past it's never been easy for you to chat and play on the Switch at the same time. You either had to like download a separate app on your phone, or it was always just clunky. And so now they're going to have the video chat and the voice chat implemented into the system so that it's easy for you to chat with your friends while you're playing. And it's almost a Zoom-like feature where you'll see people's avatars represented by boxes so that you kind of tell what each person is speaking while you're playing. And I feel like this is just going to add so much more to the game experience with the Nintendo Switch 2, because for a long time people have been requesting this. And not to give Nintendo too much credit for things that they should have had a long time ago, but this is definitely like one of the most anticipated things that I was looking forward to with the Switch 2, so I'm glad that they finally have it. So now I'm going to get into my top 5 games that I'm looking forward to on the Switch 2. Now, some of the games that Nintendo announced, like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, the Tony Hawk games, Final Fantasy, even Mario Party, these are going to be updated versions of previous games that came out a couple of years ago. So for titles like that, I'm not really looking forward to those too much. These are going to be games that are just going to have improved graphics, faster load times, and better sound quality, but they're not brand new games. So I'm going to focus on games that are either brand new or are going to be exclusive to the Switch, or are going to be exclusive to the Switch for a certain amount of time. So let's get into my top 5. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1 and tell you what is my number 1 most anticipated Switch 2 game. So the number 5 game that I'm looking forward to is the Dustbloods. This is a brand new title from developer From Software, the makers of the Bloodborne series. And so this is the type of title that previously Nintendo probably wouldn't have as a launch title, but it feels like they're trying to diversify their gaming lineup. And so they're adding a game that kind of looks similar to Bloodborne, but isn't an official sequel, but it just feels like a mature kind of dungeon crawler action game. And I'm here for Nintendo just kind of expanding and bringing in new types of game for the Switch. And this game, they didn't show a lot of gameplay for it, but the style looks interesting. And just knowing that it's from Software means that it's going to be a high quality game. So this is one that I'm looking forward to already. At number 4, we have Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. And so while Nintendo didn't announce a brand new Legend of Zelda game, they did announce Hyrule Warriors, which if you played that series before, these are more hack and slash games and different from the RPG series with Legend of Zelda. And so I'm looking forward to this because this is going to be more of a prequel to Tears of the Kingdom, and we're going to get more of Princess Zelda's backstory and what was happening during that time period. And so I'm glad that we're getting some form of new Zelda content that's going to be a launch title with the Switch 2, because the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild games that are coming out are going to be just essentially upgraded remakes. So we do have Hyrule Warriors to look forward to, and this is my number 4 game on the Switch 2 that I'm anticipating. And number 3 is Donkey Kong Bonanza. So this is a brand new game in the Donkey Kong series, and I've been a fan of the Donkey Kong games since the Super Nintendo, and so I'm excited to see that we're going to get a brand new game in the Donkey Kong series, and it looks like it's going to take advantage of a lot of the new features and controls of the Switch 2, and so I love seeing some of their legacy characters get brand new games whenever they come out with a new console. So I'm definitely looking forward to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Hopefully it'll be a fun platformer and just a good game to kind of launch the Switch 2 with. So at number 2, of course, we have Mario Kart World. This is the latest entry into the Mario Kart series, which has long been one of the best series on Nintendo, and just one of the best kart racing series in general since its debut. And so this one looks like it's going to be bigger and better than ever. You're going to have way more characters, and you're going to have like up to 24 characters per race, which is way bigger than the ones before. The levels look like they're going to be larger, and there's also going to be like an interconnectivity between them where you can drive from one stage to the next without stopping. And there's also going to be like new game modes, like a free roam mode where you're able to drive around with your friends and not necessarily be in a race, but you can just kind of free drive around the stages, and also you can get out and take pictures. And so it looks like they're adding so much to the game. They have like water skis, airplanes, all kinds of new vehicles, all kinds of new terrains and dynamics. So I'm very much looking forward to a new Mario Kart game. I'm always excited when they announce one for their new consoles, and this one looks like it's going to be the best yet. And finally, my most anticipated game for the Switch 2 is Hades 2. And so the original Hades came out on Steam first, and then it released on the Nintendo Switch. But a lot of people associate Hades with the Switch because it came out there first before it did on other consoles. And so it looks like something similar is going to happen with Hades 2, where it'll debut on the Switch 2 first, and then it'll come out on other game consoles. So this is one that I'm very excited about. With the original Hades, it ended up becoming one of my all-time favorite games. What initially attracted me to it was the art style and art direction, and then also I saw people posting about the story and the whole Greek mythology aspect of it really drew me in. And so this looks like it's going to expand on that even further. You have a new protagonist, you have new weapons, and you have new characters and a brand new story, but you're also going to have some returning characters from the original game. And so it just looks like it's going to be a lot bigger, a lot better, and this is the game that I'm most excited about for the Switch 2. So those are my top 5 games and features that I'm looking forward to for the Switch 2. I am excited about the console. I feel like they announced a lot today to be excited about, but I'm also looking forward to seeing what they announce in the future. I feel like we've just like scratched the surface about what they're going to show us moving forward. I don't know if I'm going to get the Switch 2 immediately when it comes out, but I do feel like they've shown enough today to kind of pique my interest, and now I want to see what else they have in store. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I look forward to the next video coming out, and I'll talk to you guys later.